बौद्ध धर्म में जो प्रचार किया, जैसे शून्यवाद कहा जाता है।
So the Sunyavada.
भगवान की तो बहुत दूर की बात है, सभी शून्य से ही।
So Sunyavada people, they were following this nihilism, Sunyavada, and they thought everything comes from zero and comes back to zero. The Buddhists, they used to preach like this. But Shankaracharya, he came and he increased this. He said everything came manifested from Brahma. There's only one Brahma without any second. So all of our acharyas, they established their philosophy on the basis of this. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Jaiva Dharma, he explains that actually Shankaracharya, establishing this Jnana Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, he spoke. Actually, he made this basis of Jnana Vairagya so that people are able to enter Bhakti later on. But people generally don't know his heart. So his followers, the followers of Shankaracharya, they preach wrongly. So in the Jaiva Dharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes so beautifully. It clearly explains. The Buddhism is called nihilism. The conceptions of the Buddhavad, the nihilists, is that everything comes from zero. But actually, according to Tata, no, there's no zero. Everything comes from Brahma, from Lord. Shastra explains about Brahma. Everything that is manifest in this world, everything came from Brahma. And everything is alive because of Brahma. Everything is maintained by Brahma, and in the end, everything will enter Brahma in the end. This is true. The Upanishads explain. So that's why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains what is the main meaning of the word Brahma. It's Bhagavan. What is the main meaning of the word Brahma? Is Bhagavan. So to know the meaning of the Shastras, we can discuss in two ways. Mukya Artha, the main meaning of the words, and Gaunya Artha, the secondary meaning. What is the Mukya Artha, main meaning? So main meaning, the main meaning of the word Brahma is Bhagavan. When you say Bhagavan, so what is the source of the word Brahma? Actually, the word Brahma comes from the verbal root Brihat. So Briham means that which is great. And he's always expanding. You see, all the unlimited universes, they come from Brahma, from God. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, he was explaining the inner mood of Shankaracharya. So what is the inner mood of Shankaracharya? To establish Bhakti in this world, actually. But those who didn't know his inner desire, the inner mood of Shankaracharya, and they're only thinking about the secondary meaning of the Shastra, like the indirect meaning of the words or something. So in this way, they were establishing the Mayavada philosophy because they were taking these secondary meanings. So actually, Shankaracharya, he preached Jnana Vairagya because to enter Bhakti, it is necessary to have Jnana Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. Generally, Shastra explains that Jnana and Vairagya are not the limbs of Bhakti. But if somebody wants to perform Bhakti, naturally this Jnana and Vairagya will come to you. Jata Chitika Bhat. Chitika Bhat. Just like when some high person, like some important person is walking, all his followers are walking behind him automatically. So in the same way, Jnana and Vairagya They are like the maid servants of Bhakti, or like the followers of the Bhakti. They're always following. So another example is like the king is coming. And when you say the king is coming, this that means actually the king is not coming alone. No. You know, when the king is coming, all his many followers and servants, they're coming along. Who walks with the king? His servants, the person who holds his stick, another servant holds the umbrella for him. So in the same way, when Bhakti Devi is like a queen. When she walks, this Jnana Vairagya automatically come also. Because Shastra explains, if Bhakti comes in the heart of someone, what is the symptom of Bhakti? Jnana Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, they come automatically, spontaneously. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Jayavadharma, in the second chapter, he has glorified Shankaracharya so much in the Jayavadharma. But not understanding the real conception of Shankaracharya, people preach the Mayavada philosophy. And in this way they destroy their intelligence. So actually there is no fault. Shankaracharya has no fault. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, but Shankaracharya has no fault. But if you listen to the Mayavada commentary, then everything is lost first. Your intelligence will be corrupted. What is the Mayavada, the fault of the Mayavadis? They think I am Brahma, I am God. But actually the meaning is I belong to Brahma. They have to understand like this, I belong to Brahma. But if they think I am Brahma, if you think yourself is Brahma, so this is the conception of the Mayavadis. So Shankaracharya showed all this. If you say, well, why Shankaracharya deludes the people like this? So the answer, Shankaracharya, Shivaji himself gave this answer. Because you know, Devi Parvathi, she asked to Shiva, oh my Lord, oh my husband, you are a Vaishnava, you know that the Jivas, they are eternal servants of Krishna. So why are you deluding these people saying, the Jiva saying, why are you preaching that I am Brahma, like the Jiva is Brahma? Then Shivaji told, hey Devi, my wife, this is not my fault. Actually, Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna ordered me. He told me, hey Sankar, go to material world and preach the Mayavada philosophy. Preach to whom this philosophy? Don't preach to the devotees, preach to the demons. To preach this to delude the demons. Because the demons will think, oh, I'm Brahma, I'm Bhagavan, like this. So in this way, they will be far from me. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, 4 kinds of people, they will not worship me. Which 4 kinds of people? Those who are demonic nature, they will be far from me. Keep them far. Another thing, those who think them they are God, they'll go to the hell. And because they think they are God, they'll go to the hell. They will continue to come again and again to this material world, and the creation will continue. You know, like the population of the world. You know, all this. So Shiva told to Parvati, so it's not my fault. The Jiva can never be Brahma. Because you know, the meaning of Brahma is Briham, he is great. There's nothing higher than him. What to speak of somebody being equal to him? There's no one even higher than him. I mean, if there's no one equal to him, what to speak of somebody being higher than him? He has this potency. So in the Shastra, sometimes the Shastra says that God, Brahma, is Nirakar, Nirvishesh, without form, without qualities. But in another part, Shastra explains God has potency. So this is clear that Brahma, he's not Nishakti. He doesn't have, I mean, he does not have Shakti. He has Shakti. Like he has Shakti. He has Shakti. So two kinds of Shakti, Parashakti and Aparashakti. Parashakti is the spiritual potency. Chit Shakti also called. Maya Shakti is also called Jara Shakti, material energy. So Parashakti and Aparashakti, these two potencies of Lord, material, spiritual and material energy. And the Jiva is also a Shakti of Lord, called Vibhinamsha Shakti. So one thing is Samsha and another is Vibhinamsha. Samsha, what is Samsha? Is expansions of Lord which are actually non-different from him, like the avatars, the incarnations. And when you say Vibhinamsha, it's like separate expansion. Vibhinamsha Shakti is the jivas, the souls. So all these conceptions we see very nicely. So Shankaracharya, when he was so young, I think he was like 7 or 9 years old, he took sannyas and he preached whole India to conquer everything. There was a Kumarila Bhatta, very great scholar. Even Shankaracharya also defeated him. And then the wife of this Kumarila Bhatta, she was a very learned woman. And then she told to Shankaracharya, okay, you have only defeated 50%. Why? Because I'm his wife, I'm Ardangani, I'm half of his body. I'm the half of his body. So now you have to defeat me, then you will be really have defeated my husband. Then you'll be really a winner. Then Shankaracharya said, okay. Which Shastra you want to discuss with me? Then she told, okay, I want to discuss with you Shastra of Vyasadeva. Which Shastra? The Kam Shastra, like Kama Sutra. Because it's also written by Vyasadeva, right? Listening to this, Shankaracharya said, I'm a sannyasi. How will I discuss this? I'm a brahmachari since I was born. So I don't know anything about Kama Shastra. Lustful. I mean, this Kama Shastra, you know. Okay, so sign down, like give a signature saying that you're defeated. Then Shankaracharya said, no, give me 2 months and I'll solve this problem. So Shankaracharya, with the power of his yoga, he entered in his subtle body and told to his all disciples, until I come back, keep my gross body okay. And with the power of yoga, he manifested his subtle body and came out of his gross body. And in that moment, the king of some kingdom had died. And he was being taken to be burned in the, like, you know, the ashes, to cremate the body. They had already put the body on the wood and start the fire already to burn the body of the king. But in the exact moment, Shankaracharya came inside the body of the king. And immediately, like, the king looked like the king became alive again. Everybody was so surprised, oh my. Everybody, this news spread, oh, the king came back to life. And then this king, he practiced they spoke about, they said spoke about the activities of men and women. But actually, who was that? Not the king, was Shankaracharya inside. So they spoke about all these activities, then after 2 months, they came out. So then he was able to discuss these shastras with that lady, the wife of that knowledgeable man. And then after, this Kumarila Bhatta even took Diksha from Shankaracharya. So this story is like this. So Shankaracharya was not an ordinary person. So Shankaracharya wrote the Shankara Bhasya, the commentary on Vedanta
कहा
Sutra,
जाता है शारीरिक भाष्य कहा जाता
also called Saririk Bhasya.
है। शंकराचार्य वेदांत सूत्र
So the
के
name
ऊपर जो
of the
लिखा
commentary that Shankaracharya wrote on Vedanta Sutra is called
शंकर भाष्य
Shankara Bhasya
शारीरिक
or
भाष्य कहा
Saririk Bhasya. Bhasha.
इसमें पुण्य स्थापन के सारे मायावाद के स्थापन कर दिया
He established all the Mayavada philosophy in
बड़े
there.
बड़े पंडितों के उन्होंने क्या किया
Even great Panditas, they were defeated by this.
अब उनके शिष्य भी साधारण कोई शिष्य नहीं थे सब
And the disciples of Shankaracharya were not ordinary.
जैसे कहा जाता है
Like, for example, like I told about this Kumarila Bhatta, he defeated Kumarila Bhatta.
मंत्र आदि दिया
Then he gave Diksha mantra to Kumarila Bhatta, gave sannyas to him.
कहा जाता है
Also the Padma Pad,
नाम आता है
their names are coming.
कौन कौन शिष्य कैसे थे
Like, who were the disciples of Shankaracharya? How were they?
बोले इतने महान योगी थे वो,
Padma Pada, he was such a great yogi. He was like Yogi Raj. Like,
योग बल से जो है जल के ऊपर पानी के ऊपर वो
because of his yoga power, he used to walk on
चलने के
water.
साथ ही साथ वहीं पर कमल खिल जाता था
And then when he used to touch the water, immediately the lotus would
नाम ही
blossom.
हो गया
That's why his name was
पद्मपाद
Padma Pad.
है ऐसे ऐसे उनके सब विद्वान विद्वान
So learned and scholars, all his disciples were so great and knowledgeable.
और शंकराचार्य की विशेष वैशिष्ट्य भी गुरुदेव
And
बता
speciality of Shankaracharya, also Gurudeva told.
दिए। विशिष्ट भी उन्होंने
The
जगत में
speciality of Guru Seva, also Shankaracharya showed in this world.
उनकी गुणों की आदर करो है शंकराचार्य एक समय जो है वेदांत सूत्र की
So that we honor his qualities. Like, so one day,
ऐसे बड़े बड़े सब तत्व
Shankaracharya, he was giving class, and all his great knowledgeable students were there, like this Hastamal, Padmapad.
के हाथ रखने से
Hastamal, a disciple that he used to touch the wall, and then the wall would move. Okay, the wall would move when he used to put his hand on the wall. That's why his name was Hastamal.
हस्तमाल था वो ऐसे इतने जोगी तपस्या आदि करके इतने जोग बल से जो है अनेक प्रकार की रिद्धि सिद्धि
So with the potency of his yoga, he got so many siddhis, mystic powers. So his name was Hastamal.
ऐसे से बड़े बड़े जोगियों की के उन्होंने किया कि मैंने शंकराचार्य ने किया कि परास्त करके सत्य युक्ति
So Shankaracharya, with the logic of the scriptures, he used to defeat many scholars, and then he used to give initiations to them. He was not ordinary. Just like I just told the name of them, their names. He was not ordinary, Shankaracharya. He had great disciples. All of them, they were Tatagata. They knew all the Shastras and scriptures.
शंकराचार्य वेदांत सूत्र
Once Shankaracharya, he was discussing the Vedanta Sutra,
के सामने इस
and in front of him, all these great disciples, they were sitting in front of him listening. When he was giving the Saririk Bhasya, discussing the Vedanta Sutra.
फिर दूसरे दिन
And then in the next day,
कहने लगे
Shankaracharya told,
ये मैंने कैलिक माल मैंने काल
okay,
क्या मैंने बताया
what have I spoken about yesterday?
तो सारे शिष्य कुछ बोल नहीं पाए
Then the disciples, they couldn't speak about it.
शिष्य लोग कुछ बोल नहीं पा रहे तो शंकराचार्य
Then Shankaracharya,
और उनके एक शिष्य सेवक था उसके नाम था गिरी था
he had one disciple, Giri.
बोले गिरी कहाँ गए तो
Okay, where is Giri? Where is Giri?
अपेक्षा कर रहे
So,
वो तो कुछ संस्कृत नहीं जानते
so say, he told, let's wait for Giri. And everybody told, he's foolish. He doesn't know any Sanskrit. He only cooks, massages your feet, and washes your clothes. The devoted disciples told about Giri. Shankaracharya would call him. When Giri came, Shankaracharya told, okay, what have I spoken yesterday about the Vedanta Sutra?
जो मूर्ख था इसलिए कहता
Like he was foolish. That's why this shloka explains, Pangum Langayate Giri.
हुकुम करोति बाचलम शंकराचार्य ने दिखाया है शंकराचार्य देखो शिष्य के ऊपर ऐसे कृपा कर दिया जो
Shankaracharya gave so. Giri didn't know
इतने सुंदर
any Sanskrit,
संस्कृत
but he started giving some explanation in Sanskrit.
सब शिष्य लोग आश्चर्य
All disciples became amazed.
पद्मपाद हस्तमाल
At that time, these Hastamal, Padmapad, they asked,
ये गुरुदेव कैसे
Gurudeva, how did he know all this? He used to make fun of him, that he was a foolish person. He used to only know, he could only like massage and cook and wash clothes.
गुरु सेवा
Then Shankaracharya said, this is the fruit of Nishkapat Guru Seva. Serve Guru without duplicity. If you serve Guru without duplicity,
तो उनके हृदय में स्वाभाविक रूप में समस्त तत्व सिद्धांत
all the Tata Siddhanta will automatically appear in your heart.
शंकराचार्य दिखा जगत में
Shankaracharya show in this world
ये वास्तव में
like
में
this.
कोई जी निष्कपट होकर
If
गुरु की
somebody
सेवा
really
करे,
serves Guru without
गुरु
duplicity,
सेवा के फल कभी
the fruit of Guru Seva will never go in
हो
vain.
सकता है, समय लगे,
It can be that it will take time,
किंतु निष्कपट निष्काम होकर के कोई गुरु सेवा करे,
but if you serve Guru without duplicity,
उसके सब कुछ
without any desire, then you will attain everything. Just be
ये
patient.
शंकराचार्य दिखाया,
Shankaracharya showed this,
कृपा वर्षित कर।
how he got this, he gave this shower of mercy to his disciple.
अनेक कथाएं सुंदर
There are many beautiful stories about Shankaracharya,
किस प्रकार शंकराचार्य
how Shankaracharya,
करने लगे।
he used to
यहाँ
preach.
पे भी देखो संघ जो है,
Even the
शंकराचार्य जो है
Shankaracharya himself,
मायावाद को प्रचार करने लगे।
he started preaching Mayavada philosophy everywhere.
नवद्वीप धाम में
And then when he came to Navadvipa Dham,
महात्मा है, स्वयं भक्तिविनोद
in the book
ठाकुर
Navadvipa Dham, Mahatma Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains,
जब नवद्वीप धाम में पहुंचे,
when he reached
तब
Navadvipa
संत
Dham,
चैतन्य महाप्रभु
then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, "Hey Shankar,
ये मेरा नित्य धाम है,
this is my eternal abode.
मेरे धाम में जो तुम मायावाद के प्रचार मत करो।"
Don't preach the Mayavada philosophy in my dham."
और वहीं से शंकराचार्य क्या कि उस धाम से लौट करके चले गए।
Then Shankaracharya came back
शंकराचार्य नवद्वीप धाम में मायावाद का प्रचार नहीं किया।
and he didn't preach Mayavada philosophy in Navadvipa Dham.
शंकराचार्य माने शंकर जो है,
In one form, Shankaracharya means Shankar. That place we go, what is the name?
गंगा की उस तरफ जो जाते हैं, शंकरपुर जिसको कहा जाता है,
Called Shankarpur,
जहाँ पर हम लोग
where we take bath in that Nirdaya Ghat. You can cross to that other side. There is Shankarapur. That place is called Rudradeep. So means Rudra, Shiva. He is there in the form of Rudra Shiva. And he is chanting the names of Gaura. The Katha of Rudradvipa. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in the book Navadvipa Dham Mahatma, he explains the glory of Rudradvip, where Shivaji was himself always describing the glories of Shiva, of Gaura, sorry. Shiva is very merciful. So actually we say, oh, Shiva is giving suffering because the jivas are deluded by Mayavada philosophy, but actually it's not true. He doesn't want to give suffering to anyone. Shiva had two great disciples, according to Vishnu Purana. Shiva had two great disciples, Ravana and another, Janaka Maharaj. In the Vishnu Purana explains according to the story of Parasurama. In the Vishnu Purana it's written that Parasurama 21 times he killed with his axe all these evil kshatriyas. He made the earth without any kshatriya. At that time the kshatriyas, they were so evil. They were so evil and exploiting everyone. So Parasurama himself, with his axe, not once but 21 times, he made the earth without any kshatriyas. And then Parasurama, what did he do? He thought, oh, I'd better do austerities now. So he went to Shivji and told, "Hey Gurudev, I have your bow, so to whom should I give it? Because now I'm going for austerities. This bow you gave me, this Haradanush, this bow of Shiva." Then Shivji told, "Look, hey Parasuram, my bow, I don't want to take it back. So there are two people on the earth that you can give this bow to. And they are actually my two great disciples. You can think of who is qualified. And it's not only because they're my disciple. You can decide amongst these two who is qualified. And then you can give the bow to this person. Okay, one person is Ravana, another Janak, the king Janak, Shirodat Janak, the father of Sita. Actually, Janak is a title only.
नाम हुआ।
There are many Janaks actually.
सीता जी के पिताजी के नाम
So,
था
actually the name of the father of Sita is Shirodaj Janaka. Shastra explains.
अच्छा आ जाओ। तो परशुराम ने क्या कि रावण के पास गए।
So Parashuram went to
रावण के
Ravan
पास जाकर के बोले
and then he
रावण
told Ravan,
देखो मेरे गुरु शिव जी के
look,
दिए हुए
my
धनुष
guru,
को तुमको मैं देना चाहता हूँ।
I want to give you
उस समय रावण कहने लगे बहुत
the
अच्छी
bow of
है,
my
मुझे
guru.
दीजिए।
I want to give it to you. Ravan said, very nice, give it to me.
तुम्हारे व्यवहार को मैंने दूर से देखा।
But Parashuram told, I saw how you behave. I saw how you exploit and give trouble to the saints. I see how you want to suck this blood of the saints through the taxations. So you're not qualified. That's why I don't want to give to you. So Parashuram told, spoke very directly to Ravan. Parashuram told, I've seen your behavior, so I don't want to give to you this bow. If I give this bow to you, what will you do with it? You will misuse it. You'll misuse it. That's why Shastra explains, you should give the things to those who are qualified. If you give to a non-qualified person, that person will misuse that object or that specific thing. He will not use it properly. It will be the cause of destruction. So that's why I don't want to give to you. Very beautiful. In the Vishnu Purana explains. So this Parashuram actually, he freed Ravan when Ravana was caught by Shastrarjun. And Shivaji himself, you know, Shiva is Shankar, Shankaracharya, Shiva. Shiva told, hey Parashuram, my dear devotee, Ravan, free my dear devotee because he is caught by this Shastra Arjun. So Parashuram went to Kalkoti, one place, and he set free to Ravan. So that's why Ravana told Parashuram, I am indebted to you, Parashuram. This is true. So that's why Parashuram didn't give the bow of Shiva to Ravan, but instead gave it to Janaka Maharaj. Janaka Maharaj is the example of someone who is aptakam, who is all his desires are automatically fulfilled. So Shiva is not an ordinary person. He has followed each and every order of Lord. So the Bhagavatam explains why Shiva is so dear to Lord, so dear to Lord. What is the reason? Because he has followed all the instructions of Lord. What is the most difficult thing to do? To destroy. To destroy is not an ordinary thing. Like it's difficult to do it, this destruction. But this is the duty of Shiva, you know. He has the duty of destruction, to destroy everything. Not only that, even like to preach Mayavada philosophy in this world also, Shivaji also, like very boldly he did it. So we see the speciality of Shiva. What? He's so surrendered to Lord. He doesn't even think about himself. In the Bhagavatam, there's the story of Brikasur, or also called Bhasmasura. Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj told to Parikshit Maharaj this story. That demon, Brikasur, he came to Kailash, then he saw Devi Parvati and he became, he felt lust. Then he saw that Shiva has a trident, so he thought, how can I kidnap Devi Parvati? Then he came back and he met Narada. Narada told him, worship Shiva and chant Shiva mantra and give like some offering to Shiva. So he was saying, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, and offering, even he cut his own head to offer to Shiva.
प्रकट हुए।
like in the fire sacrifice. Then Shiva came and said, "What? Ask for a benediction."
असुर क्या बोले?
Then the demon
बोले,
told,
हथेली में ऐसे बोल, जिसके सिर पर मैं हाथ रख दूं, वो छाई भस्म हो जाए।
"I'll put my hand on someone and the person will become ashes."
कहते, एवं अस्तु।
And then Shiva gave this benediction to him. And he became so happy. Ha 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 ha. The first person that I will kill, it will be you. Then your wife will become mine.
पास ही आ गया।
Your wife will come to me.
तरफ ऐसे हाथ लेके
So he started running behind Shiva with his hand, like reaching out to try to touch on the head of Shiva.
अपने के लिए तो कुछ
So Bhagavan, then Shiva told to Vishnu, and Vishnu told, when you give some benediction, at least try to protect yourself, not something that will harm you.
चिंता नहीं करनी।
Then Shiva told, but I'm so surrendered to you that I don't even think about myself. The pure devotees, they never think about themselves, never, ever.
ये शिव जी के शंकर व शिव जी की विशेष वैशिष्ट्य है।
This is the speciality of Shivaji.
इसके पश्चात ये स्वयं भगवान विष्णु
After that, Swayam Bhagavan Vishnu
धारण करके
manifested the form of a brahmachari,
वृकासुर के मोहित किया।
and he
कथा जो वर्णन है।
deluded Brikasur, this Bhasmasura. You know the story. In the end, Bhasmasura became ashes, turned into ashes. So what I want to say is that how Shivaji, he is
संपित आत्मा।
so surrendered.
जगत में जितने बड़े-बड़े कार्य साधित हुए, शिव जी सब कुछ करते हैं। कोई साधारण
Shiva is not an ordinary person.
उनके जगत में
In Shankaracharya, he came as Shankaracharya and preached
सत्य जगत में प्रचार किया।
this Mayavada philosophy. Why?
ये समस्त असुरों के मोहित कर।
To delude all these
मेरे
demons.
गुरुदेव ने
So my Gurudev,
सुनकर इसमें
he
ये लिखा है।
wrote a beautiful thing. I wanted to read it actually.
समय काल बताएंगे।
But now no time, so tomorrow I can speak.
जिस शंकराचार्य की विद्गत भाव क्या है? जैसे वेदांत
What is the inner mood of Shankaracharya?
अहं
Just like, for example, in Vedanta Sutra, aham, brahmasmi,
ज्ञानं ब्रह्म,
prajnana brahma,
खलिदं ब्रह्म।
sarvakala idam brahma, everything is brahma,
ये
tattamasi.
शंकराचार्य
You heard that
व्याख्या
Brahma.
के ऊपर
According to the
वामन गोस्वामी महाराज
commentary of Shankaracharya, my Gurudev, Ravana Goswami Maharaj, he explained this commentary of Shankaracharya according to the conception of the Vaishnava philosophy. Tomorrow I'll speak
जो है
about it.
शंकराचार्य
Because actually, what is the real inner mood of Shankaracharya? My Gurudev,
इस चैतन्य
he has
चरितामृत में
spoken about this in the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
वर्णन किया।
He described this very beautifully.
अहं ब्रह्मास्मि के तात्पर्य क्या है?
What is the real meaning of aham brahmasmi?
जो अहं ब्रह्मास्मि,
Is aham brahmasmi of Vedanta Sutra.
शंकराचार्य जो बोले
What Shankaracharya spoke.
वैष्णव शुद्ध मत को उन्होंने स्थापित किया।
So my Gurudev, he explained the Vaishnava philosophy according to what, on the basis of what Shankaracharya told in his commentary.
गुरु शंकराचार्य
Because even Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that actually this basis of bhakti that Shankaracharya has put, on the basis of this,
वैष्णवगण अर्थात चार संप्रदाय
the Vaishnavas and the Acharyas of the four Vaishnava Sampradayas, they have built
ये क्या बोले
the
अट्टालिका को ये दिखाया। अच्छा, क्योंकि शंकराचार्य
because Shankaracharya,
पहले क्या था, मैंने जैसे
before he,
मैंने पहले कहा दिया,
like I was telling,
क्या बोले जो शून्यवाद,
this nihilism, Sunyavada, Buddhavad, Buddhism, this is a Gnostic thing. It's like atheists,
वस्तु की स्थापना करनी
atheism.
है, निराकार बात की स्थापना।
They establish Nirakarabad, like God has no form.
शंकराचार्य आकर के कहते नहीं, निराकार से कोई सृष्टि नहीं होता।
Shankaracharya told a Nirakar thing cannot, you can never create, like something which has no shape, can never create something which has shape. And also you can never meditate in something which has no shape.
हम ध्यान कर सकते हैं।
You can only meditate in something which has a form. You can never meditate in something which is formless.
आकार हो तो ध्यान होता है।
If something has a form, then you can meditate upon it.
इसलिए उन्होंने क्या किया?
So that's why what did he do?
उन्होंने कहते हैं नहीं,
He told no.
शून्य से नहीं आते,
Nothing comes from zero. Everything comes from Brahma.
ब्रह्म की उन्होंने स्थापना की।
So Shankaracharya has established Brahma.
इसलिए शंकराचार्य से ब्रह्म आदि के भजन आदि उन्होंने भी दिखाया। वेदांत सूत्र में पहली जो श्लोक जो है,
So this first sloka of Vedanta Sutra,
अथातो
Atato Brahma Jigyasa, therefore inquire about Brahma.
इसके पर शंकराचार्य के भी
Shankaracharya, he discussed about it.
वैष्णव के विचार में विशेष वैशिष्ट दिखाया। शंकराचार्य कहते हैं
And he's
अथातो ब्रह्म
like
जिज्ञासा
Shankaracharya says, Atata Brahma Jigyasa.
ब्रह्म के बारे में जानने
You
के
should
लिए
inquire about
क्या
Brahma.
जरूरत होता है
But to inquire about Brahma, four things are necessary.
शंकर पंथी के विचार के
According to the followers of Shankaracharya, you needed four things to understand about
संसार के प्रति अनासक्ति
about Brahma. First, you must be renounced, Vairagya.
ये पहले दिखाया
This is the first thing.
है। और
Second,
ब्रह्म में लीन होने के अपने को इच्छा रखना
you need to have the desire to merge in Brahma.
जो है
Third,
शास्त्रीय ज्ञान होनी चाहिए
you must have knowledge of the scriptures.
ज्ञान नहीं हो
If you don't have knowledge, then
तत्व में प्रवेश कर नहीं पाएंगे
you cannot enter the tattva.
उन्होंने कहा है तत्व ज्ञान होना
So it's necessary to have tattva
चाहिए। ज्ञान
gyan.
के बारे में भी उसमें दिखाया गया ज्ञान क्या कहते हैं अंधकार को जो है नाश करता है
So gyan destroys the
सूर्य समा कहा गया जैसे
darkness.
सूर्य उदित होने के साथ ही साथ
So
अंधकार अपने आप
when the sun rises, automatically the darkness disappears.
यथा निहारवत जिस प्रकार सूर्य के रोशनी आने के साथ
Just like
क्या बोलते हैं
when the sun rises, automatically, immediately the fog
अपने आप
is dispelled.
उसी प्रकार
In the same way,
ज्ञान की जरूरत है
gyan is necessary.
ज्ञान की उसमें लिखते हैं ज्ञान वैराग्य और संसार के
So,
प्रति अनासक्ति
knowledge, renunciation, detachment from material world, and desire to merge in Brahma.
ये विचार और वैष्णव शास्त्र में क्या कहते
And according to the Vaishnava Shastras,
हैं
they say, Atata Brahma Jignasa, therefore inquire about Brahma. But who is qualified to know about Brahma?
जिज्ञासु से
Tasmad Gurum.
निष्णातम ब्रह्मनुपसमाश्रयम् जिस समय हृदय में
That day that
भगवान की
you'll have
भक्ति के बारे में जानने के लिए इच्छा होती है
desire to know about Lord and Bhakti, then you should approach a bona fide Guru.
परिपात परिप्रश्न सेवया तद विद्धि
And
वस्तु के जानने के लिए विद्धातु जानने के तद विद्धि प्रणिपात परिप्रश्न सेवया तीन वस्तु के
you need three things. You have to,
वस्तु व भगवत वस्तु के जानने के लिए तीन की जरूरत होता
you
है
need three things to know about Lord. What?
प्रणिपात परिप्रश्न और सेवा
Pranipat, Pariprishna, and Seva. You know, to do obeisances, to ask questions, and to serve.
ये समझ विचार दिखा वैष्णव की कहते हैं ये मैं ज्ञान वैराग्य आदि करके भगवान के भजन करूं
If I do worship Lord,
विचार नहीं
the conception of the Vaishnavas is not like, oh, I'll worship Lord with my knowledge and renunciation. No. The Vaishnavas
भक्ति देवी उदित होने के
say, no, when Bhakti comes, automatically Jnana Vairagya will also come.
जैसे भगवत कथा श्रवण
Just like, to listen to Bhagavad Gita, this is Bhakti. These 9 limbs of Bhakti.
श्रवणार्थ भक्ति कहा
So this is Shravanakya Bhakti.
कोई भगवान की कथा सुने
If somebody listens Bhagavad Gita, automatically you'll be detached from material things. And also knowledge will come also.
वासुदेव पराभक्ति वासुदेव भगवान में पराभक्ति होने के जब ज्ञान वैराग्य जब अहितुकम ये स्वाभाविक रूप में आएगा ज्ञान और वैराग्य वैराग्य
Knowledge and renunciation will come.
अनासक्त हो आसन
Understand?
और चैतन्य चरितामृत कृष्णदास कविराज
Chaitanya Charitamrita Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says,
भक्ति अंग ज्ञान वैराग्य भक्ति का अंग नहीं है
Jnana Vairagya are not the limbs of Bhakti. In the beginning,
ये भक्ति के क्या करते हैं हमें सहायता करते हैं
actually,
में सहायता करते हैं ज्ञान वैराग्य
Jnana Vairagya help us in the path of Bhakti.
तो भक्ति
But later, when you develop Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion, automatically
ज्ञान वैराग्य आ जाता
Jnana Vairagya will come.
है इसलिए कहते हैं ज्ञान वैराग्य कबू नहीं भक्ति अंग
But actually, Jnana Vairagya, they are not the limbs of Bhakti.
और उसमें कहते हैं भगवान में शरणागति आ जाता है शरणागति के 6 प्रकार
And also, surrender to Lord. There are 6 limbs of surrender.
संकल्प प्रातिकुलस्थ विवर्जनम रक्षिसते विश्वासो गुप्तिते वर्णनम तथा आत्मनिष्पत्तार्पण सर्वविदा शरणागति है शरणागति के 6 लक्षण अनुकूल जो भक्ति के अनुकूल ग्रहण करना और प्रतिकूल आदि को परित्याग करना
So give up what is favorable. Sorry, to do only what is favorable and give up what is unfavorable for bhakti.
कृष्ण मुझे
Krishna will protect me.
सती विश्वास ये दृढ़ विश्वास है कृष्ण मुझे रक्षा करेगा
This strong faith, Krishna will
ये विश्वास
protect me.
अनुरुद्ध संकल्प पार्टिकुलर सब विभाजन रखी सती विश्वास गुप्तित्व वर्ण गुप्तित्व वर्ण शब्द के अर्थ क्या है मुझे पालन करें
And Goptita Varanam, he will nourish me
अपने को समर्पित कर देना
and to surrender also.
दीनता दीन है काकु वाक्य आदि कहा जाता है
And so much humility.
शरणागति के ये छह जो लक्षण
So the 6 limbs of Sharanagati.
मुख्य लक्षण क्या है
What is the main symptom, main characteristic of surrender is Goptita Varanam.
एक अंगिक होता है और
So in Sanskrit explains, one thing is angik and another is anga.
जैसे
Suppose a tree. So a tree is an angik, it's like a complete thing.
एक एक शाखा जिसे
But each branch of the tree is one limb.
ठीक
You
उसी
know?
प्रकार
So
शरणागति
this
के
called
छह लक्षण जो दिखाए
angik. So in the same way,
हैं,
Sharanagati has 6 limbs.
स्वरूप किसको कहते हैं
But what is the main thing? Like the main of it?
वर्णम
Like the
और वही शरणागति के बाद भक्ति राज्य
this is Goptita Varanam. God is my
ये श्रीमद् भागवत गीता
maintainer.
में क्या कहा गया
And rest just come
सर्वधर्म परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं
helping that. The other symptoms.
हम तां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षमामि मां ये दिखाते जा रहे हैं और इससे जहां पर भागवत गीता समाप्त हो जाती
So when the Bhagavad Gita finishes,
है
from there starts the Srimad Bhagavatam.
भागवत में क्या देखते हैं
So what do we see in the Bhagavatam?
भगवान के किस प्रकार
How
माधुर्य के द्वारा
Bhakti and Bhagavan, they are,
सेवा करते
devotee is serving to Lord with Rasa Madhurya.
हैं सब कबाब में
Some in Dasya Bhav,
भाव में वही
some in Sakya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav and Madhurya Bhav,
भाव में
in the conjugal mood.
गोपियों की भावों की प्रकाष्ठा दिखाया
So the Bhagavatam we see, in the Bhagavatam we see the highest mood of the gopis.
संत दास सबको वात्सल्य अपेक्षा कांता भाव
How Kanta Bhava is the highest of all moods. What is Kanta Bhava?
जिसके अंत
Ka Anta. Who can describe its end? There's no end.
चक्रवर्ती पाद
This is Kanta Bhav, the conjugal mood. Vishwanath Chakravarti explains Kanta Bhav. Ka Anta. What is the end of it? Like there's no end.
क्योंकि ये सर्वोत्तम
Means this highest Parakya Bhav, Paramur mood of the gopis.
माधुर्यता श्रीमद् भागवत में
The Srimad Bhagavatam shows this sweetness of this Paramur mood of the
यहाँ
gopis.
पर कहते हैं
So here it's being described
वर्णम
Goptrite Varanam.
मेरे कहने की तात्पर्य है
Like
शंकराचार्य
this
जो मायावाद
main thing of the surrender, Goptrite Varanam. God is my
प्रकार
protector.
भगवान में समर्पित आत्मा
My maintainer.
और शरणागति के भी दिखाए गए
So Shankaracharya also explained about this surrender. He also showed this.
ग्रंथ में
In the Javadharma Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in the 2nd chapter,
बहुत बुरी बुरी प्रशंसा की
he glorified a lot to Shankaracharya.
वास्तव शंकराचार्य जो है
How really Shankaracharya Jahi,
वैष्णव की एक सुंदर नींव डाली
he set a nice basis for the Vaishnavas, and on top of that, the Vaishnavas have preached.
आचार्य कहा गया शंकराचार्य के बारे में श्री भक्तिवंत ठाकुर क्या लिखते हैं प्राग उदित जगत आचार्य है इसके वर्णन करते जा रहे हैं अभी टाइम क्या है 8:30 बजे
So now it's already 9.
हाँ? अभी 9 बजे
Now it's 9 p.m.
ओ बाबा
9:30. Oh, 9:30. I was thinking it was 8:30. So I have to finish, of course. Yes. Okay, tomorrow I'll speak more.
महावाक्य जो है
So these 4 Mahavakyas of Shankaracharya,
के ऊपर हम आलोचना करेंगे
we'll discuss about this
भगवान गोसाई महाराज
tomorrow, especially
इतने सुंदर वाक्य थे, अभी
the explanation of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Maharaj upon it. You cannot find this anywhere. But in the Charitamrita in Bengali, you can read it. I have read it many times,
महावाक्य जो है
sometimes. So these 4 Mahavakyas of Shankaracharya relating to Jnana Vairagya of Mahaprabhu.
राज्य के 4 जो महावाक्य के द्वारा
So these 4 Mahavakyas of Shankaracharya, actually, you can relate to the beautiful conception of the Vaishnavas in Jnana Vairagya of Mahaprabhu.
मानी न मान देना 4 हो गया ना और शंकराचार्य के 4 महावाक्य के ऊपर हमारे गुरुदेव इसने विचार किया देखो उसके पढ़ो
You can read it.
इतना चैतन्य चरितमृत में है मैं कई बार इसको इंग्लिश में हिंदी
It's
में
in Chaitanya
बोला था।
Charitamrita. Many times I've spoken it in English, Hindi, and Bengali. Tomorrow I'll speak about it.
क्यों शंकराचार्य के भक्ति में ठाकुर प्राग उदित उदित आचार्य क्यों कहा गया? हम तो मायावादी करके बस उसके केवल टाल देना चलते हैं, ये करके, किंतु ऐसे नहीं।
We're thinking he's only Mayavad, preaching Mayavad philosophy or something, but no.
नहीं समझते हैं। गुरु
We
के
don't
विचार
know
को समझते
the
हैं।
conception of
इसलिए
Shankaracharya
बातें
actually.
करता
We don't know
हूँ।
the conception of Guru.
व्यासदेव की जब बुद्धि खपड़ी खराब हो गया,
So, like the Mayavadis say that Vyasadeva had gone crazy.
कोरिया से परिणाम बाद व्यास है, व्यास भ्रांत बोली, उठाई लो विवाद, बोले व्यासदेव की बुद्धि खपड़ी खराब हो गई। अब तुम्हारे गुरु
Vyasadeva crazy.
खपड़ी खराब हो गया,
Okay,
शिष्य की खपड़ी ठीक।
the Guru has gone crazy and the disciple is okay.
मूर्ख है।
This is crazy talk. Gurudev spoke very nicely, so beautifully, about these 4 Mahavakyas of Shankara. What are those?
aham brahmasmi,
Aham brahmasmi, I am Brahma. Sarvam khalidam Brahma, everything is Brahma. Tatvamasi, you are that.
ज्ञान ब्रह्म,
And Prajna Brahma, knowledge is Brahma.
ये चार जो महाभक्त
So these 4 great parts of the Vedas, my Gurudev has related this to the Trinada Pisunichana of Mahaprabhu.
के विचार के साथ इसमें दिखाया गया। कल बताएंगे।
Tomorrow I'll speak about it. Okay, tomorrow.
क्या चीज़? हाँ।